Wow. Look at that. We're live, and we may or may not be streaming at a low frame rate, and I don't know why. So if we are, chat, just give me a
Oh
second. I'll
no.
fix it. If not, don't even think about it.
And then the stream broke forever.
Are we
Hey,
super
welcome to Death Metal
choppy?
Cast. It is the final week of this year's. Ready, Sam?
Oh yeah,
Ready?
thank you.
Skeletober celebration. Oh my god, the frame rate is so good right now.
Not great.
But wait. Let's give it a second. I'm gonna watch it on live. I think this might just be our side. So keep going.
Maybe it's just us. Either way, we have an exciting matchup to talk about today for our final week of Skeletober, and this year, of course, we plan on doing Skeletober next year. But this week we are talking about Omori versus Room, which I hadn't heard of before these pitches came in, because yes, this was a Kickstarter pitch, and so I think we're very excited to get into this. Real quick shout out to some of the super chats in chat. There's already a bunch from Pin who pitched this matchup, from Levitation saying Omori versus Room is the perfect death battle. Well, I guess we'll find out at the end by the time we get to the end of this one. Roger Gappa, in honor of Room being here, want to hear all of you try to pronounce Boiver. Yes? Did I get it?
Boiver.
Or is it Boisvert?
Boiver. I've heard most people say Boiver. So I'm
Boiver.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Boiver.
Yeah. B-O-I-S would be Bois.
I've played Expedition 33, so I'm pretty much French. I got this. It's Boiver.
But no, we'll pronounce it Boisvert for the rest of the show.
Yeah. Thank you.
Omori versus Room is the last Spooktober.
Skeletober.
From Ten Tails. 10 Tails, come on, man. You've been here long enough, right? It's Skeletober. I don't care if that was a $100 super chat. Actually, I do, thank you. But it's Skeletober Celebration. I don't know if the stream is just going slow right now.
I think it's
Skeletober.
The live doesn't look anywhere near as bad as our preview.
Okay.
For the record.
Okay. Did you not hit the button, Sam?
Oh no, it's live. What do you mean?
No, the Skeletober
button. Oh, sorry.
The Skeletober
that
button.
one.
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
I'm wearing the hat.
You can't get past this. You gotta play it.
It's the button.
Well played. I'll just leave it on loop. It's the final day. We can just leave it on loop, right?
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Excellent. Good idea.
Speaking of which, we do have some Skeletober merch on the store right now. It's been up for most of the month, but if you have not picked it up, this is the hat. It's the little death battle skull, but it is Skeletoberized. So go check that out. I imagine it won't actually be up for much longer because Skeletober is about to wrap up. So if you want to grab any of it, get it now. That's deathbattle.gg. Oh my god, we have so many super chats. You guys are clearly very excited for this matchup. Or for Omori versus Tommy Wiseau from Lily Mandragon. Maybe I just don't know enough about Omori to understand what that's referencing.
It's the room.
The room. Fucking god.
Oh, they're tearing me apart.
That's terrible. Ban Lily Mandragon. No.
That's awesome.
Morning Goblin, probably my most wanted matchup. Love this one. Capcyrus. Hey guys, today is my 21st birthday, but yesterday and tomorrow is birthdays of my friends. You got
Happy
a threesome going on with birthdays?
Don't say that.
That's the weirdest way you could have said it.
Man, why you say it like that? What a phrasing.
It's a golfing term, everybody. A golfing
happy birthday threesome.
Oh dear God.
Dude, Blade X, after you finish the ones that are guaranteed to be on cast, will you do any of the ones that were just regular pitches? I mean, there are plenty of pitches that I think would be fun to talk about. I think we have done a couple of them by this point, actually. So it just, it just depends on what we're excited to talk about. And then Dexpo, with a super chat asking about a matchup request. I will say Death Metal Cast is not quite the best place to do matchup requests. If you have an idea for a Death Metal matchup, there is I believe it's under the Death Metal Cast, but it's definitely under Death Battle, a link to a suggestion form on the YouTube that you can suggest ideas through. And we do look at that every time we go through or we start setting up the next year or season of Death Battle. So please put suggestions in that suggestion form if you have any. Okay. So you guys ready to get into this?
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Come
let's go.
on.
Let's go.
I dare
Let's
you.
go.
Yeah. Okay. So this matchup, my understanding is we might be getting into some heavy discussion points, some heavy topics. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Is there any sort
No,
of
these are
trigger
two-
warning we want to put out first?
Trigger warning, lighthearted.
Lighthearted fun party time. Yes, if you enjoy smiles, this is the one for you.
We can maybe
happy go
dance
lucky.
around some aspects if we wanted, but
Yeah.
I mean, I know like depression is a thing with this matchup.
Yes.
So
big.
just a heads up for that. But I don't really know outside of like the pitch that we did have. I don't really know for sure everything we're gonna get into. So if there's anything, John and Max, since you guys are the ones that are gonna be repping these characters, if there is anything specific, like really heavy, that we are gonna talk about, can you kind of bring that up now? Just mention the word.
Yeah, don't worry. I
Well,
got
do
you.
it now. Is what you're
not
saying.
right
Just the
now.
word. Maybe
Like
depression might be in
and
there.
blank.
Depression
self-harm.
and the act of self-harm.
yeah.
Okay.
Cool, great, yeah, love that. Okay. Yeah, so just a heads up, we might be bringing up some depression and self-harm topics in this Death Battle cast. So no worries if you feel like you gotta jump out and this isn't one that you can watch.
And I guess also religion, in case y'all have like a deep understanding of that, especially for Boisvert. Yeah.
Okay. Boisvert. I thought we were gonna call it Boisvert. What happened to that? Okay, well, let's get into this then. Oh, also we will have an update on what's going on with Champions Island very soon, because we did have another big vote for that, and 2 more characters have left the island. But we will get to that in a bit. First, let's just jump into this matchup. If this is your first time watching Death Metal Cast, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this very interesting one. The way this works is we've got Max representing Omori, John representing Room. They will be arguing for which character should win in a death battle. And at the end of the show, you all watching this live right now will be able to vote on who you think should win. This one's probably going to get a little trippy. I'm not entirely sure how this fight works, but we'll figure it out as we go. So let's start with John. Can you give us the rundown, not just the like pitch of why Room might win, but also just the rundown of what the heck Room is?
Okay, so first off, Boisvert is a story about a guy named Oriole. Oriole is a nice, positive person trying to do his best to wake up at a reasonable hour, exercise constantly, and do his minds with some doodles and drawing, ignoring the noise downstairs, and trying to make sure that he has a good life, even though life seems to be battering him left and right. After considerable amounts of torment in his own personal life, revolving around the breakup of his boyfriend, and the act of COVID putting people into isolated places, aka now their rooms, he has slowly but surely succumbed to a thing called the entity. The entity is basically all the negative and depressing and isolated thoughts that he does not want to give into. And eventually, thanks to some very complicated, very higher echelon power bullshit, this entity then gained autonomy upon itself, and it's called Room. Room, now given full autonomy, is now thrust in with a multitude of other Oriole's personality slash emotions, such as Dogtooth, who is rage and determination, and the puppet god, who is basically nihilism slash pessimism, and all these other type of things, just all vying for control of what Oriole can do, what he can do, and basically just trying to find a good way to treat him in this isolated situation. Room wants to keep him isolated because try to protect him. Dogtooth wants him to continue moving forward to get outside. Other people want to take control, but the main person trying to take control is a entity called the Angel, who is being circumvented by something called the Covenant. We'll get more into that later. Just know Room's primary thing is that he is trying to figure out himself so he can figure out what to do with Oriole. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's a
Sure.
physical manifestation of Oriole's like mindset.
Mindset of depression, specifically depression, isolation, and negative thoughts.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know
Okay,
why you would
so-
have those during COVID. That's crazy.
This happened before COVID. This happened before.
Oh,
COVID.
okay.
This was after the breakup of
And
his
then,
boyfriend.
but he became real.
Yeah,
during it.
he became real because the Angel has this system, thanks to something called the Heart, a person called the Heart. He created this mind space, technically called a complex. These complexes are like very specific for a lot of people who now have emotions now running around in this weird, trippy dream space. That is a parallel to real life.
Okay, so it's a mind space, like a mind palace of depression and loneliness
Yes.
manifested into reality, essentially.
Yeah. It's essentially like your room
Okay.
is now a complex. Your room is now where you are. And
But-
when does a room become a complex, and when does a complex become a home?
Now,
Is
is he running around in the real world, or is it all in
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that
It's like-
complex in our reality, or is it in a different like tier?
Take reality. Now you have a parallel, the same. You have a parallel world, and it's mirrored. It's now think of the what's the
Kind of like
Legend of
Persona.
Zelda. Yeah, kind of like Persona, but like the mirror world in Zelda, where you literally just flip the world and everything's basically the same. Now it's just a different
Perspective.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, everything is one-to-one with the universe, except now instead of like, think about it like this: Room and Dogtooth are like right next to me and behind me, but you can only see them if we flip. I'm gone, and now it's only those two behind me.
Okay.
It's basically the same. Think about that.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
keeping up with your throwing down. I
Okay.
get it.
There's a lot there, and I will have to apologize if I'm explaining things a little too rapidly. Let me just say, if you have not seen Baudelaire, please watch it. It is now it has become my single greatest piece of media on YouTube. But I am sad that I cannot explain everything because
We're
the whole thing,
deeply
with it-
hurt as Death Battle.
Yeah.
by
Yeah,
the
what
way.
about
one of the things about it,
I will
is-
say, I
it
just
is a
looked
lot
at
of
chat.
interpretation.
First thing I see in chat is C4 going, John's terrible at explaining
is-
this stuff.
It is very. There is a lot to go over, and I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
if I would be here forever. I would literally be here forever
Sure.
explaining every single.
Yeah.
detail.
Yeah.
I've only
It's
scratched
one
the
of
You're
those.
trying to avoid some spoilers and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I'm also
so,
intentionally avoiding certain
Yeah.
things in certain because it has ended. Actually, a few weeks ago, the
Oh,
last
is it?
Oh,
video
really?
for Baudelaire came out. It's called Sequence 5. It is
What-
the last video.
What's the total
And-
runtime on this bad boy?
When going through it, it took me like 2 hours to get through it, but then that was
Oh,
me
okay.
actually
So it's like
taking
They're
notes.
pretty
it's
short
like
videos.
movie
Pretty short
movie
videos,
length then.
Yeah,
Okay, so
Movie
it's
is
not
like-
even that
in
bad of a
total?
watch. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
It turned.
All right.
It was first analog, but turned into like just weird art piece that is like really good.
Yeah.
Please watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. Real quick, shout out to Lily Mandergan and Michael McDonald in chat for gifting some Death Battle memberships. Thank you so much, guys. If you got a new membership in chat, because that's huge. And then Santi with the super chat saying this sounds like Silent Hill. I mean, there's definitely some similarities.
Yeah,
based
that's
on the description.
Yeah.
sounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is like Room like manifests as a person or just as a space.
It's a person. It's a person.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
Room
complex
just
is
his
the
name.
space, right?
Yeah, complex
Yeah.
is a space. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the complex is like the Silent Hill type thing where it's sort of
Yes.
this reverse.
Yes.
And then what if I forget what it's called in Silent Hill, the other like world. But if that manifests as like a person, that would be what Room is in a sense.
Yeah.
Or is like a physical entity of some kind.
Different. Quora has different emotions, and these emotions gained autonomy in the complex, basically. And room is the representation of isolation, depression, and negative thoughts.
Okay.
Dogtooth is another one of his emotions that represents rage and determination.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, everybody got that? Everybody totally understand all of that? Cool. Let's jump over to Max to talk about Omori, which I'm sure is not going to be nearly as complex as that.
I would say,
right?
Yeah, a little bit. It's still confusing, but it's not as esoteric, I guess, as the room. Omori is a quirky, fun RPG that unfolds into a terrifying psychological thriller that tackles depression and regret. Most of the game is taking place within the dream world of Sunny, who did something really bad. And he uses his dreams to relive the good times before that something happened. Omori represents Sunny's desire to stay in that fantasy world and protect himself from the brutal truth of reality, and he hopes to never address the horrible thing that happened in the past. And in that world, he is essentially God, so he can do anything from banish people to the black room filled with abstract memories, glitch beings together into a horrible mess, scatter your being into pieces, wipe your memories, drag you into the white void, and even just reset the world if someone comes too close to realizing the truth, making everyone forget what they just learned and bringing reality back to its starting point. The basis of Omori, it is essentially we're following Sonny just trying to escape the past and like just imagine like the perfect world for him and his friends, when in reality he's just deteriorating. That is how I can summarize it best. I think that's a pretty clear way of getting it across. It's the headspace is what it's called, the general world, and then there's the dark room, which is basically a universe under it, which is always trying to creep through into the headspace, so it's about the same size. And then there's a dark room 2, and the second dark room, and then there's the red room. All potentially universal in size, 4 of them being controlled. It's a whole thing. The whole cosmology.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Wait, okay, so hang on. But Omori is not the headspace itself.
Yeah, no. Omori is he controls everything. Well, technically there's 2 Omoris because one Omori
simplify it.
Yeah.
We already got a lot of complicated things going on.
Right.
Omori is blank.
Omori is
blank.
Sunny's dream self.
Sunny's dream self.
Sunny, when he's dreaming, he puts himself in this headspace. That is his avatar, but he sort of splits off at a certain point and just becomes Omori. After a while, Omori becomes his own thing.
Mm-hmm. So Omori is Joker in Persona. It's that manifestation of themselves in the dream self, or the dream space, the mind space, whatever it may be. Okay. So we have a person entering a mind space and becoming this thing, and then we have a mind space becoming a person. Is that what we're talking about here, essentially?
Maybe.
Yeah,
that could be what that is.
I see Omori more as this is a representation of myself and what I'm currently going through, while room is an aspect of my character, given life, that just so happens to share the same traits as Omori because he's a very depressed kid.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Alicorn Pictures, Reality Warpers. Well, we haven't gotten there quite yet. We might be able. We had a couple casts that weren't Reality Warpers, so we'll see. Maybe this won't, fall into the same purview, but maybe
it will.
It's changing today. It's coming back.
Just know it's.
Alan Schluser said, "Hey fellas, I got 2 video messages last week, but I paid for 4. Is that a problem?" No, and also happy birthday. Yeah, some of the messages, they're just coming out at different times, but they're all going out right now, especially if you're waiting on a boomstick one. But do feel free to tweet at Chad.
Well, really, if there's any issues with them, just all that can be taken care of through the email that you got from. But yeah, they're still coming out.
I've also seen multiple people in chat say, "Oh, so it's like Shark Boy and Lava Girl." How? How is
what?
Yeah, it's Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
It's the Shark.
Do you agree?
I agree. Wholeheartedly, I agree.
How?
Dreams.
Dreams into reality.
I guess so, but
And Omori is Max the Dreamer.
Full disclaimer, I've never seen Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I have no freaking idea what that movie's about.
Well then.
I
You can only
assumed it.
watch it as a
Did they
kid
go
and
into
enjoy
dreams
it.
and have depression? Is that the story of Shark Boy and Lava
Not
Girl?
depression. Not depression.
Didn't what's his name? Taylor Lautner or whatever have like a dance battle in that? Was he dancing against
Yeah, well,
depression?
Jacob Twilight, he sings a dream song. He's trying to make Max dream.
And it's about loneliness and, you know, complexities and things like that. I understand. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, perfect comparison, clearly. Yeah, dreams become reality. Yeah, I imagine that's what it is. Oh my God. Yep. Okay, so, well, maybe secret third pairing. We throw in Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Oh my gosh. And then we actually know somebody who worked on the sequel to that, Shark Man and Lava Woman, whatever that was called. It was like their kids.
It was some generic name.
Yeah. Okay, so all right. We're already diving into really complicated stuff for this. Before we get too far into it, I do have to ask, what does this even look like? Like, as a death battle, what are we looking at here?
Probably the craziest nonsense that we will ever put to an episode.
Yeah, that doesn't help me. I'm trying to like simplify it so I can see what we're looking
at. Do we need to find a space for them to meet in? Because they're in the heads of someone else.
Well, yeah. Okay, so let me just get this out of the way. The difference between Omori and Room is that Omori is confined to the mind space of Sunny. However, Room, with a certain ability, thanks to a certain form, has the ability to transcend that and go to other people's mind spaces. So how this fight starts is that Room just sort of finds Omori in the mind space, and that's how the fight starts. He's just invading his space.
So it has to take place within Sunny's
It will
mind.
pretty much have to take place.
And therefore, assumably starts looking like Omori, the game.
Yeah, it starts.
And then
think about this. It starts like Omori. Yeah, it starts with Omori. You find Room, and then everything gets trippy from there because Room's reality warping is bog wild. Trust me, it just his mere presence just shifts the landscape around him. Yeah. So I worked on a project. I'm not going to say much about it, but after getting done with that project, I am been very invested into this fight to the point where after Seaman versus Kyle was done, this is now my most wanted fight in Death Battle.
Ooh!
Wow.
I love both these series that much now. Yeah.
Well, then part of this is going to be John convince me.
Yeah, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my damnedest.
All right. I mean, Pin already did a really good job with this was one of our earlier pitches.
Oh yeah,
it might have been pitched twice.
I think you and Chad got it, and then Liam and I also got it. I think from different people though, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I believe it was from different.
It was really early though. This was one of the first pitches Liam and I did was Omori Rim, and I was like, I know this is like a really big community ask. So I remember asking that person a lot of inane questions, and they were very kind and answered them all. Because I was just taking shots in the dark, like, because it's so like ethereal. You're just like, wait. So are they like, if you throw a brick at them, does it hit them? Like, you know.
Yes, the most commonly asked question in a death battle: if you throw a brick at them, what happens? Most of the time, it just does nothing. All right. So it's all happening in Sunny's head. So like, second part of the question then of what we're seeing is the idea here is that they are essentially taking control of the mindscape, and whichever one controls the mindscape at the end kind of wins.
Yeah, that's one way one of them can. Yeah. Definitely.
So it's just sort of dictating who controls Sunny. That's sort of what this is going to turn into.
I'm going to say this now. I have a win condition, but I am going to try to avoid it. I'm going to try to keep Sunny alive.
Oh, I know what you're gunning for, you monster.
No.
You will not succeed.
No,
you will fail.
No, I'm simply saying I like Omori and I love Sunny. And while I do have a really great argument as to how one can kill Sunny, I do not want that to be a win condition.
If Sunny dies, does that mean
Omori dies?
That's it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Also,
John,
Fenton, brick level question. Yeah, that's what we'll call it from here on out. The
you
brick
bring that
question. The brick level
argument,
question.
I'm just
I
saying.
will win.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Max,
Go
what
ahead.
do you
I
got?
mean, morally, I'll win if he pulls that card. But I have also
shit.
reasons to believe.
Hey,
I
I love
I
the
have
strategy
reasons
of
to believe
taking a
Omori.
moral victory. I like this. I like where you're going here, Max.
You try
Tristan,
that
thanks for the
card.
super chat for $2. Okay, so Max,
Yeah,
Yeah.
what room shows up
Mhm.
yeah.
in Sunny's mind space? What does Omori do?
Yeah.
How's
let me
he
see.
gonna handle this?
Yeah, and then let me see if I can
Beast
counter it.
ever loving hell out of him. Omori is really strong in the headspace. I want to get into it because there's one side of Omori that is the actual adventurer RPG guy. Like it's a fun, quirky RPG for some of the time, and he's going on adventures. He's got all kinds of healing items. He's got all kinds of like status ailments that can like affect you. He usually does it by like affecting your very emotions of certain moves and items. So in that RPG, you're fighting like this guy called Pluto who can throw moons as an attack and slam the earth onto his enemies. Omori's fine. He kills that guy, defeats that guy.
Yeah, we're just going to know the size of those things, huh?
you wait your turn. I'm doing my part. And so yeah, he's fighting all kinds of like big powerful fellas in this RPG. And then there's the other Omori, the one controlling the entire headspace, who's like he's controlling like 4 universes. Like he can control it all and reset it at a whim. So even if Boyvert or the Room, what are we calling him?
The series is called Boisvert, and the guy you're fighting is Room. Respect him.
It's the Room.
Boyvert. Excuse me.
Boyvert. Yeah.
If the Room ever, if he ever makes significant progress against Omori, we can instantly reset, learn from our Omori. We'll remember because one Omori doesn't remember, the other Omori does. He's the one who's like intentionally doing this. He'll remember what happened and how to counter anything that the Room is trying to throw his way.
Right.
And also, stab him. Just stab him.
So let me just immediately open up with this. So you're really banking on this Omori just resets the universe thing. Okay, cool. Anyway, he tries it, and then Room just stands there looking at him still because nothing's changed. Because guess what Room can do? He can copy other people's abilities 1-to-1. So and that's just it. It's also in character for him to do it off rip.
Reset abilities like that kind of high complex stuff?
If Omori is yes, because he literally stole the powers and the abilities of the Angel. Let me get into what the Angel is. The Angel is one of the facets of the Boisvert universe that has a thing called the heart that created the complexes. The complexes literally mirror reality, making it a universe. And the complexes have systems in place. These systems are pocket universes themselves that vary in size from a forest, an island, to maybe even other universes themselves can be universes in size. We know of 400 total as of right now, but for all we know, there could be countless of them due to it being represented and tied to many people across the planet. The Angel is literally the story writer and storyteller of all of the complexes across the realms. The Covenant is like the editor to these things, trying to fix people's lives and save them from the Angel's influence. The Angel came to Room because he was fascinated by Room in general, by how powerful he was. So he wanted to use his power for his own, and told him to try to give him like a little bit of a weird angelic pep talk to say, cry out. And so so everyone can hear. And then Room, quite literally, seconds later, took his face, grafted it onto his own, broke out of a thing that literally was made to contain him and mess with his emotions to break his spirit, and then fractured. Please, Sam, can you give me 3 complex?
Right, he brought images. Factors. Great.
Yeah, or at least brought a few. I'm going to try to use only a few of them.
This looks like a missing no from Pokemon, so please explain how it's important here.
So what you're seeing here, this symbol, not fractured, is a representation of a complex. This is Room punching the universe so hard it fractured. And this is him awakening, basically, with the angel.
But this universe is like the complex tier, right?
Okay. Look at 4. Please give me image 4.
Yeah. You get a 4.
This is to explain Boisbert's cosmology, and it is
Okay.
the real world, the complexes that's mirrored on top of everything, and then the angel's domain. The angel's domain in various videos show that the angel slash covenant can go to a literal computer screen or like a game console and sit down, and you're in now Boisbert, which is everything in between. There's supposed to be a representation of how higher beings can view us as fake and fiction, and utilizes links and abilities to mess with us and allow us to peer further into the veil across various things. The angel even at one point literally shows Dogtooth, who says witness something, and then he just shows a QR code. This is how showing that he's just beyond the comprehension of regular people, and how he manipulates reality by basically treating it like a computer system.
But like we can comprehend QR codes, so that feels a little weird.
Yeah.
But
we're real people, because we are real people. And we're talking about in the fictional reality of sense. All right.
Okay.
Think about it like
well, that I think is where my next question goes, is like the intent of the creator to be creating subdomains below our reality, or does the real world in this reality mirror ours?
It mirrors ours. It's not really a below, or it's not, or both below or below. It's parallel.
Okay, so we're not meant to be like some meta concept of angels watching what's happening in the show.
No. It's more like this is just a way to show that the angels look down on us.
Yeah. Okay. And so each one of these little weird things is its own complex universe.
Yes, each one of those things is its own complex.
Okay, so what happens when Room beats up Angel? Does Angel die?
Angel just leaves. Once his face is gone, he just leaves and allows Room to do what he wants, because he feels as though that's what he needs Room to do. He needs to find himself, understand everything. And once Room does, he corrupts other complexes just with his mere power. And he's searching for something. He's trying to understand who he is, what is he owed. So he went to the higher realm to find out. He literally went to an unaccessed point, which is essentially saying, I found a back door to your higher conceptual room and went inside to get some answers. And then he left.
Like Lily Mandragon said, outer versal street tier. And I'm
because he was pretty much a street tier before gaining the power.
But at the end of the day, all of this is no. This isn't in a headspace. Or is it in a headspace?
No, it's in the complex headspace.
Yeah, the complex.
Well, the fight is, but the complexes are.
The singular complex is Oriole's headspace. There are countless other headspaces out there of other people, all all functioned by the angel, basically, all looked over by.
And that symbol that was shattered, the first image, that was a headspace being broken,
and that's because of Room, and that was Room.
Gotcha. Okay, so theoretically, although he had taken the angel's powers in order to do that, correct?
Yeah.
But then does he keep them forever?
He keeps them until his death, basically. So you could basically call this.
But if Angel has power to do that, to manipulate the headspace, basically what you're saying is Omori, any sort of like power over that headspace he could take from Omori. So Omori like resetting.
There's a possible power struggle, and I'm also showing that he literally stole the angel's power when he was a street tier. So I'm pretty sure he can also take Omori's power.
Okay.
Even if
was it possible? Hang on. Was it possible for Angel to fight back? Was Angel interested in fighting back, or did he just let this happen?
No, it seems as though he let that happen. The angel let it happen. It's the fact that
if the angel had fought back, could the angel have taken its power back?
The actual answer is probably no, because there is a version of Room that kind of gets stupid, like really stupid.
Okay. Like in a good way, stupid? Where are we going with this?
We call him Fractured. We call him Fractured Room, and I don't want to bring him up because he's like super situational in how he becomes that form. But let's just say if the angel fought back and killed Room, he would have to deal with it and he would lose.
Okay. Well, I mean, does that matter with here?
Does it matter here? Actually, due to some arguments I've seen online when it comes to Omori and what he can do, yeah, actually, it could come into play if Max brings up certain criteria. Then I'll bring it up.
Well, we've been talking about Room a lot, so let's get back to Omori, and then
I'm gonna step into
we're getting into like the really heavy stuff, so we'll use the like we'll get into the Champions Island thing in a little bit just to give us a break. But before we do that, I would like to hear more about Omori and what they're going to be doing, Max.
And I use stupid in a very endearing way.
Yeah. Most of the win cons of Omori, from what I've gathered, is just he's going to have to he can scatter him across the like completely scatter his being. And I recall this guy, the room. I watched the videos. I was very confused most of the time. But we
I am
see
right
him. He does ultimately die, and he dies to a knife. So I'm curious, how good is his regen? If
Okay,
that can
so
kill him.
Dogbert actually has the ability to kill concepts. That knife is not just it's just a knife. Dogbert literally
So it was conceptual erasure that was happening there.
conceptual deletion on. It's not even like full on conceptual deletion. It's more like physical conceptual deletion. So
Dogbert?
No, Dogtooth. Dogtooth. So in one of the best fights in the series, he's fighting the puppet god, the nameless puppet god, and he takes a knife from one of his teeth and fights him. And the whole thing about it is that he is like nihilism. He's like pessimism. He's like, you can't win. You can't give up. He even breaks Dogtooth's ability to regenerate. And you know what Dogtooth did? Came back anyway, and then stabbed him, and then killed him completely. And then he went into the angel's domain. But usually, a lot of these characters who are based around concepts can just immediately come back, even Dogtooth. But he went to the angel's domain, and the domain deleted him himself. So Omori would have to first find a way to take out his physical form, which again, Dogtooth is completely different than Omori's regular knife. And then you have room as a conceptual understanding. He can still come back if you would give him just like a few minutes.
Okay.
It's like
Okay.
so confusing.
Okay. Well, hang on. Going back to Omori.
Yeah.
You were saying there were a couple different win cons that you could think of, when outside of like the question of the knife. What's Omori doing themselves that would actually win this?
Yeah,
So
does Omori have a way to erase concepts?
There are ways to like that can really I think mess up the room, which is like fusing him with other beings until he's like just a horrible mess of glitches where like he can't even properly function anymore. Take him to like the black space where like everything is glitches and he can't really like escape. And then there's the just scattering him into multiple pieces, which I don't know the room. I don't know if scattering him does it because those videos are so confusing.
Let me
Max, you got to be confident in your answer. Not,
I
I think
don't
this
know.
will work. No, absolutely this will
It'll
work.
work. It'll scatter
Okay.
them the pieces.
Really quick, like I know we're death battle and usually we try and find that one wins, but with Omori / Sunny's ability to just like reset their own mind space and kind of the fact that the battle needs to occur inside of Sunny's mind space, is there a possibility for like just a tie or like a draw because Sunny, without any intervention, won't let the room get to a point where they can win because they just constantly reset? Is that like a plausible end to
That's
this
what I was thinking. But
conversation?
he said the reset wouldn't work.
See, that is why I try to make this hard on myself, because it will really realistically come down to, can Room kill Sunny? Because Sunny can just recreate mind space if Room destroys it, which he can. He does have the ability to destroy all of the mind space, the black space, and the red space, and all that.
But does Room ever kill somebody in like the real world tier?
There is an example of the angel slash the covenant being able to manipulate people to affect people in real life. Essentially, okay, what Room can do is drag Sunny into his own mind space and kill him that way.
Okay.
Because if we're using the same kind of deal of, this is basically his own personal complex, he should have the ability to do what the angel did with Oreo. Oreo was dragged into the complex space as well, and he could actually get physically hurt.
So specifically dragging Sunny, not Omori,
out of his own mind?
It's into his own mind and basically break him that way. Basically giving him a mind break, killing him that way. Not literally like physically like stabbing him in real life, but more like taking the actual conceptual understanding that is Sunny, bring him into the mind space, and if that version of him dies, then Sunny in real life would just...
What stops him from waking up when that happens?
You can't. He will just not let you wake
that's
up.
That's how...
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll just not let you wake up.
How much of this is explicitly stated, by the way? Because I know this is very interpretive.
Very much, actually.
It's a very interpretive show.
So if you just watch it by itself, without going into any QR codes, without looking up any of the things that allow the ARG stuff to really kick in, it's very straightforward and probably not even that strong, considering that you have little to no context. But when you actually go into the rabbit hole of the official ARG media, that even a Discord that has official stuff, and the Twitter that he uploads his art, you get the actual full understanding of everything that goes on in the series, which is why I really like it. It makes you have to really understand everything as like a true work of art that this is. Because when you first watch like the 5th episode, it's just abstract nonsense, dude. I was very confused myself.
I was trying to watch it like, okay, I gotta get my arguments in order, and I just got so confused. It's very odd.
Okay, here.
Okay. Any more questions?
Sam, I'll let you go before I do my thing. But go ahead.
Can Omori in any feasible way attack Oriole?
He can't escape to another dream, I don't believe.
Okay. So that's just what I was curious about. Is there another, like, a counter argument to this where Omori could possibly kill Oriole, right? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. What's gonna happen when Omori stabs Room and Room turns into toast?
No, don't.
Yeah, he'll be toast if he runs that HP.
Can Room unmake toast?
Room can technically unmake toast. His reality warping is just you want toast. Now you have a bicycle, and now you have a TV screen now showing Fred Flintstone doing a jig. Like, that's it. It's just
okay.
All right.
Okay.
Apparently.
All right.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Well, let's take a step back for a moment and just digest all this, because we got a lot going on right now with this matchup. So let's go ahead and take a short little break before jumping back in to cover what's happening next time on Champions Island. So this past week, we had another vote, we had another challenge, and 2 more contestants are leaving the island. If you are not familiar with what's going on in Champions Island, it's basically a big multi-week long event that is happening in the Death Battle Discord right now. The winner of the tournament of Champions Island is going to get an episode guaranteed in Death Battle in the future. And we start with 16 contestants. Well, technically, I guess we start with 32 contestants based on all of your recommendations in Discord. Yes. And we are narrowing it down pretty fast. There's a challenge coming up. If you are not in the Death Battle Discord, you can do that by linking your Discord account to the YouTube.
It's an option inside Discord.
YouTube. I don't know what's going on with me right now. Omori vs. Room is just fucking with my mind. To your YouTube account. And if you are a member of the Death Battle YouTube channel, then you will be able to link that up and join the Death Battle Discord.
And a bunch of you are new members, thanks to Lily and Gilded gifting some membership. So go ahead and join.
Yeah,
if you got a free gifted membership.
All right, let's go ahead and play that video.
Last time on Champions Island. Teamwork soared to the skies in Infinite Craft. Both teams made a beeline to the finish, but it was Team Wiz who finally pulled ahead. At the dreaded vote, Team Boomstick had to say sayonara to Spider-Man and Shantae, leaving Champions Island for good. Now, 10 remain. This week, wait, who cut out the lights? Hold on, could it be? That's right, this week's challenge is Mugen, baby! Omori! Everyone is here, temporarily, to lend a hand in crushing enemy characters in this computer-controlled competition! Except for Freerun. She got busy, so Phoenix Wright is her understudy! No objections here! Work with your team to choose who goes up, in what order, and who's strong or weak to the other team. But it's Mugen, so you never know exactly what'll happen in the end. Anyway, each set will have 5 3-on-3 team matches, and it's best 3 out of 5 sets to win immunity for your team. This challenge will be hosted by our generous staff commentators live on the official Discord stage. If you're not already, become a champion right now so you can join the Discord and get in on the fun. Stream time and location is on the screen right now. You definitely don't want to miss this one. More details will be available on the Discord and every week on Death Battle Cast, so stay tuned. Welcome one and all to Champions Island.
There you go. That's Champions Island. Another week.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Let's go.
Mugen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there'll be a whole Mugen tournament to see which team wins this next week. But yeah, you guys voted Shantae and Spider-Man out, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
It's Peter Parker hasn't been on the show since literally season 1, so well, I guess we'll never see him on Death Battle ever again. No, no. Just because they don't win Champions Island does not mean that they can't be on Death Battle in the future. And of course, we all love Shantae,
Yeah.
so yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, so this Thursday will be the Mugen tournament. Keep an eye on what's going on in the Discord. All the information will be there. And yes, Freerun is not technically in it, or Phoenix Wright is taking Freerun's place just because Freerun is a newer character who doesn't really have a good, at least as far as I know, option in Mugen, and Phoenix Wright was kind of like the runner-up after her, so he's kind of like repping her.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a working Mugen to use, so
Yeah.
we just have
Yeah, it should be very fun. Also on a 10 Tails saying, dang, the voters became the writer voting him, or the Spider-Man writer voting him off so fast, and blaming autocorrect for the Spooktober instead of Skeletober. We understand it, but it is Skeletober. We will not accept another autocorrect mistake.
It
But
is
yeah,
Skeletober!
I honestly was so, because we saw the vote. Oh god damn it! Skeletober. Okay,
It's the last time we can do this for the year. It's got to be up.
I know. I was so surprised that everybody was like Spider-Man. But yeah,
I want you to kill Peter
that was kind
Parker.
of surprising to me. Yeah.
Well, especially in comparison, if you would ask me before this started, it's like if we had a poll for who not to put in a death battle between Spider-Man and Pac-Man, I would have been like, oh, well, Pac-Man's gonna lose. Absolutely not. People are thirsty for the pack. Yeah.
Cody with the super chat. At some point we should do an episode to establish an official death battle power scale, just to wait, what do you mean by official death battle power scale? Our power scaling?
Yeah,
or just
what?
I'm universal.
Like how power works in death
course.
battle. I will say something that I've thought about a lot is like how when death battle started, like versus battle wiki didn't exist, and versus battle wiki has very much like dominated a lot of the conversation in terms of like discussion of versus stuff. And versus battle wiki uses a very specific power scaling tier list, not because it's necessarily like the most accurate way to talk about like this kind of stuff, but because it's the simplest way to boil it down to a forum conversation without everybody pissing each other off.
Yeah.
And we don't really rely exclusively on that scale, because it's more complicated than that, and we can afford to have more complex conversations than that. Because the way it works on versus battle wiki is it's less so comparing characters, more so comparing like tiers, right? And we don't necessarily need to do that, as we are a full-on show that can present more complex arguments. So if that's what you're referencing, I don't think we would need to, because death battle can be flexible. Oh my god, you guys decided to do all sorts of super chats after that reveal. I remember Mugen used to play and download many characters, all caps. Elcado, maybe you'll be a big help for your team if you still remember some of the characters. Night Ghost, thank you for your gifted membership. Can always rely on Night Ghost. C4, see, the ones eliminated aren't dead. Freer and Sakya for life. Saki is still in it, right?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
Saki
Saki is
never-
still in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saki's still
Um,
around.
Yeah. Frankie, welcome to becoming champion. Thank you for joining. And we got Joe. Hey, Joe, saying I'm starting to think that maybe it wasn't such a good idea with the way they treated Spider-Man.
We've just had Spider-Man like 3 times. I think people just don't need to see Spider-Man in a
Maybe.
death battle. Like,
I suppose we just had the Miles of Spider-Man. I don't know. Maybe that's what got people to think about it that way.
yeah, maybe.
And then Michael McDonald. The funny thing is that the two I was rooting for the most, Constantine and Spider-Man. Yeah, I'm the Constantine guy.
I think Constantine was
We're the
my
one
number
first
one.
one's voted out. No.
Yeah, I was pretty sad
Sorry,
about
Michael.
Constantine because Constantine's a great character. I think would be
Constantine
so
would
much
be
fun
so
to do.
cool. I would love to do a Constantine death battle. Okay, yeah. So anyway, this Thursday, so the day before Halloween, Skelloween, is going to be the Mugen tournament. Keep an eye on the Death Metal Discord and your team channels in the Death Metal Discord. There'll be all sorts of information there, and you can join in and watch your characters effectively have little death battles in the Discord this Thursday. Excited for that. Okay. So, let's get back into this so that we can fuck our brains even more.
Wow.
But we are in the like final bit here because like we've done a lot of like explaining how these characters work to the best of our ability. And how this fight might, look and go back and forth. But like let's get into the real like final meat of it. Omori. Max, you've given like a bunch of different like possible options, right? Scattering him, resetting, or whatever.
Yeah.
What do you mean by those? Like, how are those win conditions that you are bringing up going to actually end this fight? Like, what's the real like killing blow here that you think is gonna really matter?
So theoretically, I would imagine if he becomes a different being, an amalgam of beings, there's not really the room anymore. It's something else at that point. If he's fused with other beings, that kind of changes his whole deal. And it really is coming down to a lot of resets are required for this because the room is a very powerful foe. But as long as Omori can keep Sunny safe, keep doing this again, I think getting him in this position where he is no longer the room and just can't even fight because he's so distorted will be enough. And also banishing him to the black room or the white void where there's nothing for him. There's all kinds of rooms where he can just be trapped to no longer foil Omori again or attack. So it's not really about killing the room. It's about changing him and stopping him from continuing forward. And even if you have to keep resetting, it will prevent this from ever being Sunny dying, and it can keep the room in an incapacitated state where he can no longer continue the fight, which I would consider a victory for Omori because he wouldn't be able to.
Hang on. You're saying that the only way for Omori to win is to continuously keep resetting the room, but it effectively means that this is an infinite like battle and never has an ending.
Yeah. Well, the resets are for multiple attempts. I would imagine keeping him as an amalgamed being that is no longer himself and is just can't even barely move would be incapacitation and victory. He wouldn't have to reset after that. That would just be it.
Okay.
But he has infinite chances to try that.
Our first non-KO victory.
Well, it's the room I'm up against. It seems like
the room.
What I'm kind of hearing though is that Omori doesn't have a way to kill Room.
He doesn't have a way to kill him, but Room does. And also, once again, Room can just ignore the resets, either by copying Omori's abilities of having the immunity of said resets, or with his higher power with the Angel's abilities, just leaves the headspace and just like, okay, and I can just destroy it from the outside.
Okay, hang on. In chat, Pin says he does though. Pin, is there something Max is missing? Is there a way for Omori to kill Room? I'm curious.
Please tell me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because what I'm gathering right now is that this is a pretty one-sided conversation, one-sided battle. where Room has tons of ways to destroy Omori, but Omori doesn't have ways to destroy Room. And I feel like that's probably, if that were the case, you guys wouldn't be suggesting this so much.
There must be something I'm missing.
There must be something going on.
Here's the sad thing, Max. Do you want me to give it to you?
Yeah, sure, give it to me. I'll take it.
So
I'll take
Omori,
this from you.
So Omori has the ability to basically mess with Oriole by essentially doing the same thing that he did with Sunny by separating Room from Oriole. Because in a sense, Room is still Oriole put as one. It is Room with Oriole's soul. That is
so they are one. Okay.
They are one. The entity is its own thing, and Oriole is its own thing. When they come together to gain autonomy in the complex, they are, in fact, Room. You can tell the difference because their voices are different. So Omori could theoretically use the black space or whatever space to separate the two. And then, since they're separated, you can either kill Oriole. Killing Oriole will do nothing. The entity can still exist on its own, but you can now still kill Room that way.
All of you pretend I just said that. I just said that.
Yeah, but he's
exactly
and
my final argument.
His trap
your
card,
final argument.
Max. His trap card.
Hey, you have activated my own self trap card. It's a continuous.
Oh, no.
Great. Oh, great. Awesome.
All right,
So-
flip over the trap card. What is it?
Okay, the trap card is once you do that, you have essentially separated him from the Angel's influence and Oriole's influence, making the entity its own fractured self. Once you've killed that fractured self, as shown in Boisvert itself, fractured Room is now essentially beyond comprehensively strong, to the point where the Angel, the guy who was controlling all things, dipped out the second he showed up in his own domain.
Oh, you got me. Oh, you fooled me.
You have essentially achieved the true ascension of Room as an entity. He is now truly its own thing, a true conceptual platonic idea, now made manifest, no longer bounded by the flesh of Oriole or the influence of Angel. He is now God.
But the other side of this though is just like on either side, like a therapist cleans this up pretty quickly, right?
I think,
Like,
yeah,
that is, like, part of
They
it.
That's
just had
the
therapists.
winner.
They would both just dip.
I remember
Omori's
saying,
win condition is let's go to therapy.
yeah,
Room.
I remember saying in the pitch we got for this would either be the best or worst like online therapy ad placement ever on YouTube as a whole. Like, I don't know if it's the best or the worst, but yeah.
Be helpful.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
very. In a perfect world, Room being an actual entity that actually tried to help Oriole with his isolation, because after training that his own thought process, he understood what he was and that he actually wasn't the best for Oriole. He actually tried to help him a bit, and that's why he wanted himself to die. He could have fought back, but he chose to die because he thought it would be best. But it only just made things worse. So in a perfect world, he just like grabs Sunny and talks to him, say, "Hey kid,
It's gonna be all right.
look, it's gonna be all right."
As he's
Right?
moving around like a monster.
Yeah.
Hang on, Max. You
Yeah.
do still have an opportunity here because I am seeing a few people in chat going, and I think C4 is summing this up pretty well. I have no idea what John is even saying.
Well, there you go.
So, with that in mind, Max, assuming there's a lot of people in chat who just are not following what John's putting down, just to wrap this up, final argument for you, Max.
Guys,
Liam style,
Omori
just
win?
lie.
John is a snake oil salesman.
There
He
you
is
go.
feeding you lies. He did the same trick to me when it was Springtrap versus Junko. He
Oh,
fed me lies and admitted to it later. He
I don't know.
admitted he lied for
I
some
did not.
stuff.
I simply believe
You
what
are
I
a
thought at the
liar,
time.
a charlatan, and he's misinterpreting everything in the room to make him look stronger than he is.
Right.
This is-
Mudslinging. Great.
Liam would be
There's
proud.
nothing. And also,
All right.
guys, please, I can't lose free Skeletobers in a row. I keep showing up.
And you can
Oh, no.
manipulate.
I'm
Room's
trying to
emotions.
win here. For me. You gotta do this for me.
All right, John. Final
Case
argument. I'm going to
closed.
put the poll up in just a
People are bringing
second.
up emotional manipulation over and over and over again. So let me just say, you can't mess with a room's emotions, because literally the hearth, the thing that was literally created to contain him and trap him forever, was also supposed to break his spirit. And he's been in there for a seemingly long period of time and still kept his sanity and kept to himself. And that's how he later brought the ire of the angel himself, because of that's how powerful he really was. So even if you mess with emotions, it may work for a time, but he'll just get his emotions back before he really does anything good for him. So, along with the whole thing, you can't really kill him because he's a conceptual embodiment. And if you do find a way to separate him from Oriole, you just made him stronger.
I do think there is a legitimate win con of like Omori stalling long enough for Sunny to get therapy. Like there is like, that is almost like, because Sunny eventually.
Would Sunny think to do that? Would Sunny do that?
Sunny eventually does, like, not to spoil Omori, Sunny does eventually kind of come to terms with the trauma.
Yeah, accept each
After a
other.
confounded amount of stuff you need to do first.
He
one of which
Omori.
is confronting Omori itself, which he can't do.
So, hang on. The win condition you're proposing, Sam, is Omori shuts room down long enough for all of actual Omori to play out until we get to the end,
and then
Room
just stands behind, just like, okay, I'll let this fight play out.
I don't want to.
Kind of.
It's like, this isn't my fight.
Because as John has said, the room is also withstood emotional manipulation, be caged essentially for like an unbelievably long time.
Yeah, and time moves very weird in the complex.
So it's like one of those things where it's like, he's not impervious to traps. He's just really good at resisting them long term. So
I forgot to mention he did break out of said trap after attaining new power. He then
after an angel intervened and like he stole an angel's power, though. That would
he would still steal Omori's power. That's just like what's stopping him from doing that before he gets trapped.
Okay, yeah.
Real quick, just gonna read this from Hilton in chat. If I remember correctly, Omori's win con is arguing afraid is both power null and layered emotional manipulation. Where he can then battlefield remove room to black space. Does that make sense to either of you?
Yeah, he can go to black space and he'll break out like he did with the hearth. Which the hearth and the black space are actually pretty much one and the same with their
and there's no way of knowing a real world time span because time moves differently inside of complexes, right? So it's not like
make Omori stop doing moves, but like, afraid is. I don't know how that would affect. I just assume your guy resists it.
Yeah, room resists a lot of stuff, especially something pertaining to
everything I'm throwing at him.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, John, I do have one more question for you, and I think a lot of chat's opinions here depends on your answer to this.
Go for it.
How does Room win without killing Sunny?
I say he takes Omori's place without killing Sunny. He essentially conceptually rewrites how the mind space works by taking Omori and now placing himself in Omori's position. And now Sunny will see Room as himself, as his now new personal headspace character. And then Room, again, himself is more of a benevolent figure to try to help Sunny out. He would actively try to encourage him to face what happened in his game, while Omori in certain endings would go to any lengths to hide it,
to deny
to deny it. That's why.
Are you saying Room would be better for Sunny than Omori?
Yes, Room.
Omori's not doing Sunny any favors.
No, Room actually wants Oriole. He doesn't isolate Oriole because he wants him to hate himself. He isolated him because he truly believed that was what was best to protect him for all the stuff that he went through. But after attaining the angel's power and gaining his own self-thought of knowing what he truly was, he basically said to himself, I am not right for Oriole. I'm going to get rid of myself out of the picture and allow Dogtooth to conceptually erase him. He purposely went out of his way to get rid of himself so Oriole can have a better life.
What a sweetheart.
The win con here isn't just reality warping, it's depression warping.
Yes.
Great.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Room came to Omori's like the mind space to do that, because he sees Omori as just, he would basically say what he said to Dogtooth. your ambitions will not lead us anywhere. It will not matter when we sing. It will not matter what we speak. This is the only way that it matters. And what he's talking about is that we are owed nothing. We're not his crutches. We have to stop this. You are doing something wrong. I'm doing something wrong. We need to get out of the picture. But the whole thing about depression and loneliness and stuff like that, you have to live with it. You can't just get rid of it. So when he allowed himself to die, things just got worse for Oriole and the complexes themselves. And that's where the fractured version of him comes in, because you cannot truly get rid of Room as a concept. And that's what made it so powerful.
It feels like the ideal episode of Death Battle is actually DLC for Omori, where the Room shows up, and then you just kind of be like, "Hey guys, it's not all loss and victory. Sometimes enjoy the gray. Goodbye." And that's like that's the whole thing.
Well, I can say I'm pretty sure a lot of people would agree with me. Reality warping is one thing, but dimension warping may be the most powerful, or not dimension, depression warping may be the most powerful thing we've ever seen on the show. So, all right, with that said, everybody get your votes in. I'm going to do a last call here. Just a reminder, Champions Island, the next event will occur this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is a Mugen tournament. I believe the idea is that all the characters are going to be CPU controlled.
Yes.
But you will have an influence over which characters go up when.
Yeah,
So
each team gets to pick
kind of
the characters. It's a really advanced rock, paper, scissors matchup, I think is one way to say it. In Vamilator, gifting out 20 more memberships of those people can now join.
You mean Vamilator?
Vamilator, sorry.
No. You mean Vamilator. Thank you. Yeah. Incredible 20 memberships. Okay, let's wrap up this poll. And we've got, with 56% of the vote, Room takes it. All right.
Too close for how I argued today.
And I'm happy
way
that
too close of a call.
It's still a close fight. I do agree. This fight has been debated back and forth. I just believe Room has a little slight of edge with his just higher being. But he would get messed up. He would get messed up in this fight. Don't get me wrong.
I feel like everybody would get messed up in this fight, including us and the viewers.
And again, if I was given the permission to at least make the ending of this fight, the whole thing with Room is that he can steal people's faces. If he wins, he takes Omori's face, essentially poses as Omori to help Sunny actually get over his trauma, and that's the ending of the fight. And then Headspace. I think he can actually do it.
Is that an awe moment? Hang on. On someone's face.
No, Omori's a dick. Omori's a dick. All right.
Is it just like Omori's face on his big, spindly body?
He can shift his body down to be more. It'll be think about it like this. It'll be Omori, but he's like fully blacked out with just his face. All right. And which would basically be like Sunny being like, okay, I can deal with this kind of thing.
Funny enough, like one tiny little last note, because over time, John a long time ago did like an intro storyboard for it was Funhouse's D&D show, and it had this art style of this like encroaching ink for the monster. I feel like you doing that is like a great comp to like how you would animate an episode like this, right? Anyways, that's just a fun fact. John did a storyboard for a Funhouse D&D show ages ago, and it was very good.
Still have
Good stuff. All right, well, thank you everybody for joining us for another Death Battle cast. Max, John, thank you for explaining this this craziness, and thanks to the people who pitched this to us with your Kickstarter pitches, including Pin, who is in here. I don't know if the second person is in here. They might be, but I just didn't notice. So apologies about that if you are here. What an idea! What a matchup! It would certainly be extremely unique. And I would definitely want to be like, I would definitely want to make this like a really special sort of approach to Death Battle, because it's also something that I feel like we could, if we don't do it right, it could feel like we like really weird and could be easy to screw up just how we present these characters. So we want to be very careful with that and get the right people in on it and working on it. But yeah, very neat idea for an episode. What a matchup. And it sounds like no child died, so don't worry, everybody.
Hey, it's always a good day.
It made it my mission to save Sonny. I did not want him to die.
All right, if you are a member of the channel, a champion, we will be jumping over to Champion Cast in just a second. Stick around. You will automatically be moved over into the live Champion Cast stream, where maybe we'll talk about this. Maybe we'll talk about the Clock Tower Con we just went to. I don't know. We'll see. We always go into these Champion Casts with a, I don't know, sort of approach until we actually get there. And it's fun because we will say some wild shit. All right. And again, this Thursday, there's the Mugen tournament happening for the next event on Champions Island. Whichever team wins this will be voting off characters in the following week. And then that's going to be like half the cast down at that point. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So get ready. And yeah, Mugen is, if you're not familiar with Mugen, like Sam mentioned, it's kind of like rock, paper, scissors. There might be some wildly overpowered characters in there. I don't know. We'll see how it all shakes out. But, it's all based on which characters you voted in, or I guess did not vote out. So have you made the right call for your team, Team Wiz or Team Boomstick? We'll find out this Thursday. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for another Champion Cast after this, hopefully.
Cast, yeah.
And another Cast. Take care.
Right, bye.
Hey, guys.